welcome back to our career discovery series, our Workforce Wednesdays. We have our president here, Mrs. Wendy Walker. She works in the banking industry, the financial services industry. And what we want to do is we want to get right into it. Have her introduce herself, tell us a little bit about herself, and then we'll dive a little bit more into her career journey and education journey. So first of all, thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, ma'am. We really enjoy one. We know it takes a lot to pull individuals from the community, especially board members from the community, to have a seat with us. So I thank you initially for that time that you're one willing to share with young people, and also just your service on the board. One, it's been fun. You're solid. You get people in line. So I
do.
appreciate that very much.
Well, thank you. Yes. So Wendy Walker, I have been on the board now, I think 4 years. And then the last 2.5, I've been the chairman. So I'm excited. I love this. I love Legacy Institute of Financial Empowerment. I love the whole, everything they do here, Life Build, Life Tech. It's just a wonderful organization you guys have here. And so I love volunteering time and energy and sometimes funds, from the banking world to help you guys out. But I am, again, Wendy Walker. I am with Huntington National Bank, formerly known as Cadence Bank. And I'm currently the retail manager for the Lufkin market. So I help take care of the branches here in the Lufkin market.
Okay, well, perfect. So, with us being about financial empowerment, we felt like it was prudent for us to have individuals that were in the financial services industry on our board to help, guide us, connect us to other partners. So we appreciate your time with us. I'd like to get into it.
Let's do it.
How did you find your way into banking? I know, growing up, my mom always pulled up to the bank, and the best thing I got from the bank was a sucker as a kid.
Yes.
So I remember the suckers, but there was screens and people behind desks, and we normally just kind of went in, sat down, waited for her to leave the teller. But I knew that there were people behind the boxes and things that I, wasn't aware of. So can you give us some insight of how you found yourself in that space?
Well, just a little background on my education. I did graduate from Nacogdoches in 1999. Yes. And then went on to Angelina College in SFA, got my degree in sociology and gender studies. I know you're thinking that has nothing to do with the financial world, but it does in the long run. I got right into a State Farm insurance, but they also had a bank at that time, and this was many, many, many years ago, if anybody remembers State Farm Bank, a long time ago. I loved it. I loved working for the banking opportunity. They did a great job teaching me, about CDs and interest rates and APR, and you're like, what is all that? But, they taught me, and I was able to step into another bank here in town. At that time, I was with them for 10 years and then got the opportunity to promote at the time with Cadence Bank, and I started running their locations here. And sociology, getting that education has really helped me with the management side of running those branches here. We've got an amazing team. They work very well. And now I'm with Huntington National Bank, and I'm loving it. And I am currently working on my master's in sociology with an emphasis in education. So I'm about halfway through and hopefully to graduate next May.
Oh, wow, that's wonderful. So you started in sociology, something completely disconnected in our minds. Normally people don't connect sociology with banking per se, not as far as an education path goes. So that pivot from insurance into banking was already kind of built into the company?
It was, yes. I was, that at that time, insurance and banking went hand in hand, and honestly, it still does. I've kept all of my licenses from the insurance side, but, they really do go hand in hand. You can't have one without the other. And so going into the financial world and seeing, the loans and how to help people achieve their dreams of their homes, or getting that car that they've always wanted, or even getting the student loans so that they can go to school and get that education. It's really, I enjoy that part of my job.
That sounds like a lot of fun. One, it's there's products that you're selling, but to understand how things transfer from education, sociology to insurance, and the connection from insurance to banking, it's key that our young people understand how transferable skills are across industries. Just because you have an interest in one thing doesn't mean it can't be utilized and expanded in other spaces. So I really appreciate you shedding light on all of those ways and forms that you were able to get into banking. And I wanted to ask, entry wise, so once you finished college, what was your entry position, or from industry to banking, what was that first position that you held?
It was just an entry-level customer service position, where all I was helping customers get information about financial needs, whether it was they wanted to get a checking account, or they had what was my interest I earned last year on my CD. It was very it was a very entry-level position. And I worked my way through the bank to different levels. I was moved from just being a customer service representative to a head teller, to a office manager, and then now to the retail manager. It took me a minute. I had to sit in some of those positions for a little longer than I would have liked, because of course we all like that instant gratification of I want to move up super fast. But I've now been in banking for 18 years. Wow. And so, yes, and now, doing the retail market for Lufkin is, I'm excited, and right now I'm good where I'm at. I've got a 8-year-old at home, so it does still give me the freedom to take care of the 8-year-old. But
that's good. That's exciting, and I hope he enjoys CDs and
hopefully
all
one
the
day
lingo.
One day, yes.
And the insurance lingo that I'm sure he's picked up on over time. That's wonderful.
Yes.
So that's wonderful, and I really appreciate you sharing that with us. It's insightful, I believe, for individuals to recognize that there are paths to growth, but one, it's not always immediate. It's not always instant. You have to put your time in, skin in the game, things of that nature. Now, my question to you is, was there any training that the banks offered to you for that progression, or were those things that you kind of had to find on your own to make yourself more valuable to the company that you were working with?
Thank goodness the banks have been very fortunate with me, helping the trainings. They've sent me to Shreveport to get trainings here. They've sent me all over the country to get certain trainings, or to get the licenses that I need to continue to grow. But the banks mostly, or that financial industry, they've helped me get all of those licenses that I need to keep going and keep being effective.
That's good. That's good. And were any of those licensures, did it say, I don't know if this is where I want to go, or was it, you know what, I need to do it in order to get to this next position. I don't care what I have to do, how much time it takes, we're good to go.
That is a great question. I do have a few licenses that I struggled to pass the test. And so if anybody has ever gotten their life insurance licenses, or their health insurance licenses, or even P&C licenses, I didn't quite do so well in the first time around on that test. And so I had to go and study harder, and really put the pencil and write and study. And the second time around, thank goodness, I was able to pass that test. But during that process, I was like, was this really worth it? Is this license, are these licenses really worth this job? And is this really where I want to go? And do I want to really go into the financial? Is this for me? Especially when you get that first test back and you're at 68 and you're like, 2 points, and I could have, wait, what? But yes, there were many times where I wasn't sure I was going down the right path. But I've been led this way, and so far so good.
Okay, that's wonderful. Do you mind shedding do you have a support system, or anyone that you were mentors in the industry people that you look to that said, okay, I'm really looking to get here. What's the best way to
Yep.
get here?
I did have a mentor that was helping me out. He has passed away. He's helped me grow not only in life, Legacy Institute, but to go back. He had his master's degree in banking, and so I wanted to get my master's degree. So I did. I not necessarily in banking, but I went back to school in sociology, because I saw how well he's doing in the industry, and I wanted to grow the same way. And so, yeah, I would definitely say he was the short time I had him, he was really good. And I do have another mentor now who is great and helps push me and make sure that I'm staying on top of things, and doing things that I want to do. If it's something that I'm not interested in, or I'm burning out, that's okay. Let's bring it back, readjust, and say, okay, which way do we want to go now?
I love that. I love it. And that's important, especially for young people today, because I say we because I'm still young. I will say that. A lot of our young people, they don't know where they're gonna go, and they can't always see the what they say, the forest for the trees.
Yes.
And so they sometimes that vision isn't there, but having a mentor there that can help guide you, help you reset if need be. And I want to highlight what you've graduated from SFA, you have your education, but you still struggled a little bit with some of your licenses, and that's okay.
Yes.
And I know some of our young people, that may be a wall that they hit. Maybe they don't pass the test immediately. But it's important that they know, one, it's not always an attestment to your education level or your skills. Sometimes just re-understanding a term in a different industry can be difficult. Processing it in a different way, hearing it from one space to another space and making that connection so you understand it fully is extremely helpful. So I appreciate you sharing that, and I wish you the best of luck in your master's. I'm looking forward to seeing what you're going to do. I'm not trying to push you out of banking, but hey, if that's what you want to do, we look forward to seeing what that's like. Do you have any other things that you would like to share with our youth about the bank financial services industry, just the growth path within an industry?
I'm, anybody that wants to come talk to me, find me, I'm pretty easy to find here in Lufkin. I've been here 20-something years. I would love to talk to any youth that would like to know the paths and how to go. But I will tell you, education is a big part of, moving up in a company. And I'm, whether it's getting those licenses, and or getting that education, that's where you need to start. You need to have that education, you need to have those licenses or something that has, that has given you the trade to move forward in, and then come talk to me. Maybe I'll get you the experience that you need.
All right, you heard that. Go talk to Wendy Walker. She's at
Huntington National Bank.
Huntington National Bank. Okay, she has
formerly known as Cadence Bank currently. We're going to change our signs in June.
And I'd like to shed light on that Huntington or Cadence is a bank-on partner. So they offer safe, affordable bank accounts to community members. So if you're looking for a low-cost banking product that doesn't charge overdraft fees and things of that nature, Huntington National would be a wonderful location to open up a new account. So,
well, thank you again for having me.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for coming.
Yes, ma'am.